So I had a swim this morning and it was an open water swim. Somebody was watching and he mentioned that I have a big back, a strong back, and that I was supposed to be swimming faster for my build. And so I decided to make this video to point out the differences between being athletic on land and having what seems to be an athletic physique on land, and the difference with it by being athletic on swimming and on the water. So I've written down some points that I wanted to share with you regarding that. The first point is about resistance. So resistance training is what led me to have a big back to begin with. And swimming on water, you realize that you want everything but resistance. So sometimes I'm doing a swim where I'm splashing the water all across me and doing ripples and resistance in the water, but that's not efficient swimming. Sometimes I just swim and I feel nothing, yet I'm swimming fast. So that's one aspect of difference between land and the water, is that resistance is not your ally, and it's something that you need to shift your mindset from somebody who used to work out in the gym in a way where you're seeking resistance into a new way in the water where you're trying to avoid resistance. Maybe you want resistance in the way you catch water and pull it, but you don't want that in general while swimming through the water and making your swims more difficult. Like, you want to be as hydrodynamic as possible, lowering resistance. The second point that's often disregarded for athleticism on land versus on water is that body fat is avoided and it's considered a waste, and that you should get rid of your body fat on land if you want to perform most of the tasks. Swimming, no, actually not swimming, but running, uh, in the gym, football, all of that. If you have lower body fat, it's good. But on water, having a decent body fat allows you to have two things. The first one is that you will float better because fat makes you less dense, especially if the fat is distributed proportionally throughout all your body. And another thing that fat does is it makes you more insulated from the coldness of the water, which is both good things. So as much as fat is avoided in normal athleticism, in athleticism of swimming, it becomes a good thing. Another point is breathing, which is very important in both disciplines, whether you're weightlifting or whether you're running, you're swimming. It's very important, but the way you breathe while swimming is different than on land. So first of all, you inhale through your mouth and you exhale through your nose, preferably, but you always inhale through your mouth. Why? Because you don't want water to be entering your nose, which is something that stunts you, and it might stop your swim if it's too much water that entered your nose. Whereas while running or any other discipline on land, you would preferably be inhaling through your nose. So that's the difference. The other difference when breathing is that when you're swimming, you try to breathe out as you're doing the arm movement of pulling the water. So when your head entered the water, you try to exhale as much as possible, and that's so that your upper body lowers compared to your legs. You want your upper body to be as low as possible so that you can pull the water better. That's not what you do in resistance training on land. So when I'm in the gym and I'm trying to squat, I'm trying to leave off as much air before doing my squat because that's what I'm supposed to be pushing through. If I exhale before I do a squat, for instance, then I might not do the squat. So breathing is both important in the gym and in swimming, but it's very different in both disciplines. Another aspect of the differences between athleticism on land versus athleticism on the pool or on the water is that the diet. So when you're training for hypertrophy, it's more about rebuilding your muscles. But while swimming on cold water, for instance, you could say that your muscles are preserved, but the thing that changes is that you're more depleted from nutrients while swimming than on the gym. So I feel that I can go for seasons of training in the gym without taking fruits, but in swimming it's very important to take fruits, and that's the thing that's depleted from your body when you swim for long distances. Another aspect that I wanted to mention regarding that person's comment is that when you see a a hypertrophic body that's been built through resistant training, it's usually less flexible, and it's used to rep ranges of 8 reps, 10 reps, 20 reps at max. It's not used to the rep ranges of swimming, which are about endurance. When you're swimming, you're performing for long distances again, more than 1000 strokes, 2000 strokes per session, and you do that continuously. So that's the difference. And it's more about technique, not getting yourself tired over just brute force that you get in the gym. One last point about athleticism on the water is that it has no age. So you can be 60 years old and swimming faster than people at 20 years old. You can actually be older than the age I just mentioned and swim faster than people at their 20s. And I would argue that it is more important age wise for you to have trained swimming in your early ages, meaning in your teenager years and childhood. That would be more important for shaping your body as a swimmer for the rest of your life. So it's well known that things that happen before you reach 20 years old do have lifelong impact. So I mentioned age, gender too. So it's a sport where the top elites of both genders, they have close to similar records. And yeah, I'm just saying all of this because uh, I wanted to show that there is a difference between being athletic on land versus being athletic on the water. And sometimes the more you are in one side, the harder it will be for you to be athletic on the other side. Maybe that's negative, but I'm not saying that you can't improve. I'm just saying that you have to work with what you have, and swimming is a great sport. I've made videos speaking about its benefits, and I hope that everyone does swimming. But yeah, there's some differences between two aspects of athleticism. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you on the next video.